This content is provided for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional real estate, legal, financial, or investment advice. I am not a licensed real estate agent, broker, attorney, or financial advisor in the United States. The information shared in this video is based on personal research, experience, and publicly available resources. Real estate laws, marketing regulations, and licensing requirements vary by state and country. You should always consult with a licensed real estate professional or legal advisor before implementing any strategies discussed in this video. I make no guarantees regarding results, income, or lead generation performance. Your success depends on many factors including market conditions, effort, and experience. By watching this video, you agree that you are solely responsible for any decisions or actions you take based on this content. Picture this. It's Saturday morning. You've got 3 open houses scheduled back-to-back across town. You spent last night prepping, you've got the flyers, the sign-in sheets, the little bottles of water. You arrive at the first property, turn on all the lights, open all the blinds, and for the next 2 hours you play host. A dozen groups walk through. You give the same tour, answer the same questions. How old is the roof? What are the neighbors like? Can my oversized sectional fit in this living room? You're charming, you're professional, you're on your A game. But as the last person leaves, you look down at your sign-in sheet and realize the truth. Out of those 12 groups, maybe one was a genuinely qualified, motivated buyer. The other 11? They were just looking. They were nosy neighbors, Sunday drivers, people just killing time before brunch. You just spent 2 hours of your prime weekend time plus travel plus prep for one potentially viable lead. Now you get to pack it all up and do it again 2 more times today. Sound familiar? What if I told you there was a way to completely eliminate that scenario forever? A way to have buyers virtually walk through your listing, open every door, look in every closet, and measure the walls for their furniture, all from their couch in their pajamas at 10 o'clock at night? A way to pre-qualify every single person so that the only people who book a physical showing are the ones who are already 90% sold on the home? They aren't coming to see if they like it. They're coming to confirm that they love it. This isn't science fiction. This is the new reality of real estate. And it's powered by 360 virtual tours. And this isn't some fluffy, nice-to-have marketing gimmick. This is about cold, hard cash and closing deals faster. Don't just take my word for it. Let's talk numbers. Zillow's own data, the biggest player in the game, shows that listings with a 3D virtual tour get a special tag that makes them stand out. They get double the views, and people spend 3 times longer looking at them. But here's the kicker. According to a massive industry study, properties with high-quality virtual tours sell for up to 9% higher and close up to 31% faster. Let's break that down. On a $500,000 home, 9% is $45,000. 31% faster means closing a deal in 48 days instead of 70. You get your commission check weeks earlier, and your seller walks away with tens of thousands of extra dollars in their pocket. They don't just thank you. They become your raving fans for life. They tell everyone they know that you are the agent who gets it done. In today's market, this is no longer optional. The game has changed. We live in a post-pandemic world where people expect on-demand, digital-first experiences. They can order groceries, test drive a car, and get a college degree from their living room. Why should buying a house be any different? More importantly, we're seeing a massive migration of buyers across the country. People are moving from California to Texas, from New York to Florida. These out-of-state buyers can't just pop over for a Saturday open house. They are making the biggest financial decision of their lives based almost entirely on what they can see online. If your listing is just a handful of pretty photos, but the one down the street has a fully immersive walkthrough 3D tour, which one do you think they're going to schedule a flight to see? You're not just competing with the agent across the street anymore. You're competing for national attention. So, the question isn't if you should be using virtual tours. The question is how. How do you create these amazing digital experiences without breaking the bank or needing a degree in computer science? That is exactly why you clicked on this video. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on the world of 360 virtual real estate tours. I'm not going to give you a bunch of theory. I'm giving you the playbook. We are going to do a deep dive comparison of the top 3 software platforms on the market right now. We'll break down the undisputed king, the powerful up-and-comer, and the budget-friendly dark horse that punches way above its weight. For each one, we're going to look at 4 critical things. First, the features. What can it actually do? Can you add info tags, floor plans, video calls? Second, ease of use. How steep is the learning curve? Can a total beginner get a professional result? Or do you need to be a tech wizard? Third, hardware requirements. What kind of camera do you actually need? Do you have to drop $5,000 on gear? Or can you get started with something you already own? And fourth, the most important one for any business owner, the price. We'll look at the subscription costs, the processing fees, and the hidden charges so you can find the absolute best fit for your business and your budget. My goal is simple. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which platform to choose to start creating incredible virtual tours that will win you more listings, attract better buyers, and make you more money. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds complicated. I'm not a photographer. This sounds expensive. Let me put those fears to rest right now. The technology has evolved so rapidly that it's become shockingly simple and affordable. We're at a point where the software does most of the heavy lifting. The cameras are practically point and shoot. And the cost is often less than what you'd spend on a single set of premium printed flyers that just end up in the recycling bin. The return on investment isn't just positive, it's astronomical. Imagine this for a second. Instead of spending your weekends running ragged at open houses, you're at your kid's soccer game. But your phone is buzzing. Not with tire kickers, but with notifications of serious buyers from 3 states away who have just spent 20 minutes touring your new listing online and have already messaged you to make an offer, sight unseen. You're not just an agent anymore. You're a tech-forward marketer. You walk into your next listing presentation and you don't just tell the sellers you're going to market their home. You show them. You pull up a stunning interactive 3D model of their neighbor's house that you just sold for 10% over asking. The listing is yours. That is the power we're talking about today. So if you're ready to stop wasting time and start leveraging the single most powerful tool in real estate marketing today, you are in the right place. Let's get into it. The first piece of software we're going to dissect is the one that basically created the entire industry. It's the brand name that has become synonymous with virtual tours, the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I'm talking, of course, about Matterport. It's a name that commands respect and, let's be honest, a little bit of fear in its competitors. For years, if you were a real estate agent and you weren't offering a Matterport tour for your high-end listings, you weren't even in the game. It was the ultimate flex, the digital equivalent of pulling up to a showing in a black Mercedes. So what made them the king? What was the secret sauce? It boils down to one single revolutionary feature that nobody else had, and everyone else desperately tried to copy: the dollhouse view. Think back to the first time you saw it. It wasn't just a 360-degree photo. It wasn't a clunky point-and-click tour where you felt like you were jumping between static bubbles. It was something else entirely. You could literally peel back the roof and walls of a house, spin it around in 3-dimensional space, and see the entire layout in a single glance. You could see how the kitchen flowed into the living room, how the master bedroom was positioned relative to the kids' rooms. It was like holding a perfect miniature architectural model in the palm of your hand. This wasn't just a gimmick. It was a fundamental shift in how we understand and interact with a property online. It provided spatial context. For a potential buyer hundreds or even thousands of miles away, this was a godsend. It answered questions before they were even asked. Is there enough room for my grand piano in the living room? Will my king-size bed fit in the master? The dollhouse view gave them an intuitive, immediate understanding of the space that floor plans and photos never could. And how did they achieve this magic? That's the other half of the equation: proprietary hardware. For the longest time, the only way to create a true Matterport tour was with a Matterport camera, specifically the Pro or the Pro 2. These weren't your average 360 cameras. They were, and still are, sophisticated pieces of equipment packed with not just high-resolution lenses, but also infrared sensors. As the camera rotates, it's not just taking pictures. It's actively scanning the room, measuring distances, and building a complex 3D mesh of the entire property. It's creating what the industry calls a digital twin. This created a massive barrier to entry. The Pro 2 camera cost thousands of dollars. This immediately separated the serious professionals from the weekend warriors. Buying a Matterport camera was a rite of passage. It was a declaration that you were a professional real estate photographer, and you were investing serious capital into your business. And because of that high cost, you could command a premium price for your services. Agents paid it because they knew the Matterport brand carried weight with sellers and buyers. It was a mark of quality. This combination of proprietary hardware and unique software created what I like to call a walled garden. Much like Apple, Matterport controlled the entire ecosystem. You used their camera to capture the data. You use their app to process it. And this is the crucial part, you use their cloud to host it. You are entirely within their world. Now this has some incredible benefits. The process is seamless. It's polished. Just works. You scan the house, upload the data to the Matterport cloud, and a few hours later you get a link to a perfectly finished tour. The dollhouse is built, the floor plan is generated, the measurements are there. It's a beautiful turnkey solution. For a busy photographer or agent who just wants a result without fiddling with software settings, this is a dream come true. But every walled garden has, well, walls. And this is where we get into the major downsides of the Matterport ecosystem, the things that have driven so many professionals to seek alternatives. The first and most significant is the subscription model. You don't just buy the camera and own your tours forever. Oh no, you pay a monthly or annual fee to keep your tours active on their servers. The more active tours you have, the higher your subscription fee. Think about that for a second. You are building your entire portfolio, your digital assets, on rented land. If you decide to stop paying your Matterport subscription, your tours go dark. The links die. Your clients' listings suddenly have a massive hole in their marketing. All that work, all that value you created simply vanishes into the ether. This gives Matterport incredible leverage over its users. For a photographer with hundreds of tours, the thought of them all disappearing is a nightmare. It creates what we call golden handcuffs. The service is great, but you're chained to it by the subscription fees. The second major drawback is the lack of customization and control. Because it's a closed system, you get what Matterport gives you. You can add tags and you have some basic branding options, but if you want to do something truly unique, like integrate advanced custom features or host the tour on your own private server for a high-security client, you're out of luck. You can't download the raw tour files and modify them. You're playing in their sandbox by their rules. Now, in recent years, Matterport has seen the writing on the wall. They've seen competitors emerging that offer more flexibility. So they've adapted. They opened up their platform to allow captures from third-party 360 cameras like the Ricoh Theta or the Insta360. They even developed an app that lets you create a tour using just the LiDAR sensor in a modern iPhone. This sounds great, right? The high barrier to entry, the expensive camera, is gone. But there's a catch. A big one. When you use a third-party camera or an iPhone, you are not getting the same quality of 3D data as you do with their Pro Series cameras. The infrared sensors on the Pro 2 and Pro 3 are the key to that hyper-accurate dollhouse and floor plan. While you can still generate a 3D model with other devices, it's often less accurate, with warped walls and distorted dimensions. The magic is diminished. It's a Matterport-like experience. You get the brand name, but you don't quite get the full jaw-dropping effect that built the empire. So, who is Matterport for in today's market? It's for the professional or the real estate brokerage that prioritizes brand recognition and a completely hands-off, streamlined workflow above all else. It's for those who serve the luxury market, where the name Matterport on a feature sheet still carries significant prestige. It's for large commercial real estate firms that need to manage a massive portfolio of properties and want a reliable, consistent, and scalable solution. They are willing to pay the premium subscription for the peace of mind and the quality that the full ProCamera and cloud system provides. They see it not as an expense but as a cost of doing business at the highest level. Matterport is the benchmark. It's the gold standard that every other piece of software on this list is measured against. It delivers a stunning, reliable, and powerful final product. But it comes at a steep price, both in terms of initial hardware cost and, more importantly, in the recurring subscription fees and lack of true ownership. It's a beautiful, polished, and very expensive set of golden handcuffs. But what if you want that same wow factor, that same immersive experience, without being permanently tethered to one company's servers? What if you want more control, more customization, and a business model that doesn't feel like you're just renting your own work? Well, that's where our second contender comes in, a powerful alternative that's built for the independent creator. Enter 3D Vista Virtual Tour Pro. And right off the bat, its entire philosophy is a direct challenge to the subscription model. With 3D Vista, you don't rent. You own. You buy the software once, a single one-time payment, and it is yours to use forever. All the updates for that major version included. The tours you create, they are your files, your property to host wherever you want, for as long as you want, with absolutely zero monthly fees. Ever. Let that sink in for a moment. In a world where every company is trying to lock you into a recurring payment, 3D Vista stands apart. This isn't just a pricing difference. It's a fundamental shift in the balance of power, from the platform back to you, the creator. Think of it like this. A subscription service is like renting a beautiful, fully furnished apartment in a luxury building. It's easy, it's convenient, and everything is managed for you. But you can't change the color of the walls, you can't knock down a non-structural wall to open up the space. And if you stop paying rent, you're out on the street leaving everything behind. 3D Vista is like being handed the deed to the house and a full set of professional-grade tools. The house is yours. You can paint it, renovate it, build an extension, whatever you want. And most importantly, no one can ever kick you out. This ownership model has profound implications. The first and most obvious is hosting. With a platform like Matterport, your tours live on their servers. If you cancel your subscription, your tours are gone. Poof, vanished. With 3D Vista, you export a neat little package of files. You can upload these files to your own website server, your client's server, a cheap third-party hosting service anywhere. This means the tour can live at a URL like yourrealestatebrand.com/123 Main Street. It's seamless, it's professional, and it reinforces your brand, not the software companies. Your digital assets are finally truly your assets. But the real magic of 3D Vista isn't just the ownership. It's the insane, almost overwhelming level of customization that ownership unlocks. This is where it leaves the plug-and-play platforms in the dust. You're not just assembling a tour. You're designing an interactive experience from the ground up. Let's start with branding. You have total control. Your logo, your client's logo, the exact hex codes for the brand's colors, specific fonts, it's all customizable. The tour doesn't just show the property. It becomes a cohesive part of the property's overall marketing package. Then we get to the heart of the system, the hotspots. In simpler systems, a hotspot is just an arrow that takes you to the next room. In 3D Vista, a hotspot is a gateway to almost anything you can imagine. You can create a hotspot that, when clicked, opens a beautiful photo gallery showcasing the newly renovated kitchen countertops. You can place a hotspot on the fireplace that plays a high-definition video of a roaring fire, creating instant ambience. You can put a hotspot on the smart thermostat that opens a pop-up window with a downloadable PDF brochure, explaining the home's energy-efficient features. Imagine a luxury listing. You're in the master bathroom. You click on the rain shower head, and a window appears with detailed specs and a link to the manufacturer's website. You click on the tile, and a close-up image appears showing the intricate detail. This isn't just a virtual tour anymore. It's an interactive, self-guided sales presentation. It's a tool that answers a potential buyer's questions before they even think to ask them. You can even embed live 3D models, other websites, or e-commerce elements directly into the tour. You could, in theory, let a viewer purchase the staging furniture directly from a hotspot within the tour. It's that powerful. And the tool that lets you control the entire look and feel of this experience is called the Skin Editor. The skin is the user interface, the buttons, the menus, the thumbnails, the container that holds your tour. Most platforms give you a choice between light mode and dark mode. The 3D Vista Skin Editor gives you a blank canvas and a toolbox full of scalpels. You can design your own buttons from scratch. You can create animated menus that slide in from the side. You can build a completely unique navigation system that perfectly matches your brand's aesthetic. You can have a minimalist, almost invisible interface for an art gallery, or a bold, vibrant interface for a modern downtown loft. This means that no two 3D Vista tours have to look the same. You can develop a signature style that becomes part of your value proposition. When a client hires you, they're not just getting a virtual tour. They're getting your specific high-end brand of interactive experience. Now this all sounds incredible, and it is. But let's be real. With great power comes a great learning curve. 3D Vista is not a tool you master in an afternoon. When you first open the software, the sheer number of menus, options, and settings can be intimidating. It's like stepping out of a go-kart and into the cockpit of a fighter jet. There are a lot of buttons and you're not entirely sure what they all do. This is the trade-off. Convenience for control, simplicity for capability. You will need to invest time watching tutorials, reading the documentation, and experimenting. You will build a few clunky, ugly tours before you build a masterpiece. But the journey is incredibly rewarding. Every new skill you learn, like how to trigger an animation with a hotspot, or how to create a custom drop-down menu in the Skin Editor, adds another powerful tool to your arsenal. It's the difference between being a consumer of a service and a master of a craft. So, who is 3D Vista for? It's for the professional. It's for the real estate photographer who wants to build a sustainable virtual tour business without being shackled to monthly fees. It's for the marketing agency that needs to deliver deeply branded, unique experiences for their high-end clients. It's for the top-producing real estate agent who understands that marketing is about differentiation and wants a tour that looks and feels a cut above the competition. It is not for the agent who needs to quickly scan a property with their phone and have a tour ready in 15 minutes. This is a tool for people who see the virtual tour not as a box to be checked, but as a powerful, customizable marketing weapon. Let's talk numbers because that's where the ownership model really shines. A license for 3D Vista Pro is a one-time cost of around $500. A mid-tier subscription to a cloud-based service might be $70 a month. In just over 7 months, you've already broken even. After that, every single month you are saving $70. Over a year, that's over $800. Over 5 years, that's more than $4,000 in savings. And that's before you factor in the increased earning potential. Because you can now offer a truly premium custom-branded product, you can charge a premium price. The software doesn't just save you money, it becomes an asset that generates more revenue. And there's one more killer feature that its cloud-based cousins can't touch: offline tours. Because you export the tour as a self-contained package of files, it doesn't need an internet connection to run. You can load it onto a thumb drive, put it on a laptop, and run it flawlessly in the middle of a new construction site with no cell service. You can have it running on a loop on a big screen TV during an open house. This level of flexibility and reliability is something you only get when you truly own the files. So, 3D Vista represents the pinnacle of control and ownership. It's a professional-grade tool that rewards your investment of time with unparalleled customization and long-term financial benefits. It's for the creator who wants to build a brand and an independent business. But what if that learning curve sounds a bit too steep? What if you want more power than the simple all-in-one systems, but you don't have the time or technical inclination to become a full-blown tour designer? What if you're looking for a powerful, elegant middle ground? A solution that blends user-friendliness with a surprising degree of professional control? Well, that Goldilocks option is exactly what our third and final contender aims to be. That solution is called Kula. And elegant is truly the best word to describe it. It's a platform that understands a fundamental truth: powerful features don't need to be hidden behind a confusing and intimidating interface. It's designed for the creator, the marketer, the agent who respects their own time but refuses to compromise on quality. Think of it this way: if our first contender was like a simple automatic point-and-shoot camera, and our second was a complex professional Hollywood film rig, Kula is like a high-end mirrorless camera. It's accessible, it's intuitive, it's a genuine joy to use. But in the right hands, it produces results that are absolutely indistinguishable from the top-tier, most expensive options on the market. So let's step into the shoes of a user. You've just finished a photo shoot at a beautiful property. You have your collection of 360-degree panoramic images, shot on anything from a simple Ricoh Theta to a professional DSLR setup. You log into Kula and the first thing you notice is clarity. There isn't an overwhelming dashboard with 100 cryptic buttons. It's clean, it's inviting. You drag and drop your images, and the platform gets to work, uploading them and preparing them for your virtual tour. There's no complex processing, no long wait times. Your raw materials are ready in moments. Now the magic begins. This is where you transform a collection of disconnected photos into a cohesive, immersive experience. You want to link the living room to the kitchen. You're not digging through menus or writing lines of code. You simply look at your living room image, find the doorway that leads to the kitchen, and you click. A simple menu appears. You choose to add a hotspot, a little navigational arrow. You then tell that arrow to point to the kitchen photo. That's it. You've just created your first link. The process is so visual, so intuitive, it feels less like software engineering and more like digital interior design. You can literally build an entire tour connecting a dozen rooms in a matter of minutes. But navigation is just the beginning. The real power, the thing that separates a basic walkthrough from a compelling sales tool, is storytelling. And this is where Kula starts to really flex its muscles. Let's say you're in the kitchen. You see that brand new high-end Viking range. It's a major selling point. With a basic tour, a viewer might see it, but they won't appreciate it. With Kula, you can add an info hotspot. You place a little interactive icon right over the range. When a potential buyer exploring the tour from their couch 1,000 miles away clicks on that icon, a beautiful customizable card pops up. This card can contain text detailing the make and model, a close-up photo gallery of the appliance, and even a direct link to the manufacturer's website. You're not just showing the feature, You're educating the buyer and reinforcing the value of the property. You can do this for everything. You can add a hotspot over the fireplace that explains it's a new gas insert. You can add one in the master bathroom that highlights the radiant heated floors. You can even embed audio. Imagine a hotspot on the back patio that, when clicked, plays the gentle sound of the fountain in the garden. You are layering information and sensory details into the experience, making it richer and more memorable. Let's take it even a step further. That stunning view from the master bedroom balcony? A still 360 photo is great, but what if you could do more? Kula allows you to embed video directly into the tour. You can add a hotspot that, when clicked, plays a short, 15-second drone video, soaring out from the balcony to show the surrounding neighborhood and the ocean view. Now the buyer isn't just seeing the view, they are experiencing the lifestyle. They are feeling what it's like to live in that home. This level of interactivity transforms a passive viewing into an active exploration, dramatically increasing engagement and the emotional connection a buyer feels to the property. Now, for what might be the single most important element for any real estate professional: branding. The free basic tools plaster their own logo and branding all over your work. It screams amateur. Positions you as just another user of a free service. Kula Pro turns this entire concept on its head, puts you in complete control. You can remove every single trace of the Kula logo. You can upload your own Realty Group's logo and have it sit elegantly in the corner of the tour. You can change the colors of the menus and hotspot icons to perfectly match your brand's color palette. And here's the killer feature: custom domains. Instead of sending a client a link that looks like kula.io/tour/xyz-123 single quote, you can host the tour on your own website. The link becomes tours-realty-group.com/123-main-street single quote. The perceived value and professionalism of this single change is immense. You are no longer just an agent with a virtual tour. You are a tech-forward marketing powerhouse presenting a bespoke, high-end digital experience. It tells your clients that you invest in the best tools to sell their property. But all the beautiful design and branding in the world is useless if it doesn't translate into business. And this is where Kula delivers the final decisive blow. It has lead generation tools built right in. You can create and embed a customizable contact form directly inside the virtual tour. Think about the power of that. A potential buyer is exploring the home at 10 p.m. on a Sunday night. They're emotionally invested. They're picturing their family in the space. And right at that moment of peak interest, a subtle, non-intrusive button can appear that says, "Schedule a showing," or "Ask the agent a question." They click it, a simple form pops up, and they fill it out. That lead, captured at the absolute peak moment of their intent, is sent directly to your email. This isn't just a marketing tool. It's a machine for capturing qualified, high-intent leads, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This feature alone can provide a return on investment that makes the subscription cost feel trivial. So what we have with Kula is a masterclass in balance. It's simple enough for a complete beginner to create a beautiful, functional tour in under an hour. Yet it's powerful enough for a professional marketing agency to create fully branded, interactive, lead-generating experiences for their high-end clients. It strips away the complexity without sacrificing the capability. It's the Goldilocks solution we were looking for. Not too simple, not too complex. It's just right for the vast majority of agents and photographers looking to produce professional-grade virtual tours. And that just right solution, the one that has fundamentally changed the game for tens of thousands of agents, is called Asteroom. Now, Asteroom didn't try to reinvent the wheel. Instead, they looked at the wheel, looked at the car, and said, what if we could give everyone the keys to a Ferrari, but make it as easy to drive as a Toyota Camry? They saw the gap in the market. On one end, you had the ultra-expensive, technically demanding systems that were overkill for most properties. On the other, you had cheap, clunky apps that just stitched together a few blurry photos and called it a tour. There was nothing in the middle that delivered professional, high-end features with consumer-level simplicity and cost. Imagine you're an agent named Sarah. She's successful, she's tech-savvy, but she's not a professional photographer. She knows she needs virtual tours to compete. She looks at the market leader, sees the $4,000 camera, the hefty monthly subscription, and the complex workflow, and she thinks, that's not for me. I can't justify that cost and learning curve for every single listing. Then she tries a free app on her phone, and the result looks amateurish. It's shaky, the lighting is awful, and it does more harm than good for her brand. Sarah's stuck. This is the exact problem Astrum was built to solve. Their genius wasn't in creating a new camera. It was in unlocking the power of the supercomputer that's already in your pocket, your smartphone. The core of the Astrum system is a small, elegant piece of hardware called a rotator. It's a motorized tripod mount. You also get a professional-grade fisheye lens that clips right over your phone's camera. The whole setup, the rotator and the lens, costs less than a single professional photo shoot. So here's how it works for our agent, Sarah. The kit arrives in a small box. She takes it to her new listing, a beautiful 3-bedroom suburban home. She pops the rotator on a standard tripod, clips the lens onto her iPhone, and places the phone on the rotator. The entire setup takes less than 2 minutes. There are no complicated wires, no external batteries, no confusing calibration process. She opens the Astrum app, which is clean, simple, and guides her through every step. She stands in the center of the living room, taps a single button on the app, and then steps out of the way. And this is where the magic begins. The rotator automatically begins to turn, smoothly and precisely. Stops, the phone takes a picture. It rotates a few more degrees, stops, takes another picture. It does this over and over, capturing a full 360-degree view of the room in about 15 seconds. The app is intelligently capturing multiple exposures for every single shot, a technique called bracketing, which is crucial for getting perfect lighting in rooms with bright windows and dark corners. Sarah doesn't need to know what bracketing is. The software handles it all automatically. She goes from room to room, the foyer, the kitchen, the master bedroom, the patio. Tap the button, wait 15 seconds, move to the next spot. She captures the entire 2,500 square foot house in under 45 minutes. Once she's done, she connects to Wi-Fi and hits upload. The individual photos are sent to Astrum's cloud servers. And this is the second part of their genius: powerful AI-driven post-production. Sarah doesn't have to do a thing. She can go grab a coffee, meet another client, or head home. While she's living her life, Astrum's algorithms are working tirelessly. They take all those individual multi-exposure photos from each room and stitch them together into flawless, high dynamic range, 360-degree panoramas. The bright windows aren't blown out, and the dark corners aren't lost in shadow. Everything is crisp, vibrant, and clear. But it doesn't stop there. This is what separates Astrum from the basic creators. The AI analyzes the spatial data from the photos and automatically generates a 2D floor plan of the entire property, complete with room labels and approximate dimensions. This alone is a service that photographers and drafting companies charge hundreds of dollars for. Astrum includes it. And then comes the showstopper. It also generates a 3D model of the home, often called a dollhouse view. This is the feature that made Matterport famous. The feature that lets a potential buyer from another state look at the house from the outside, spin it around, and truly understand the flow and layout before they ever step foot inside. It's an incredibly powerful selling tool, and Astrum made it accessible to everyone. Within 24 hours, Sarah gets an email. Her tour is ready. She clicks the link and it's stunning. The tour is smooth, professional, and easy to navigate. She can click from the living room straight into the kitchen. The images are beautiful. The floor plan is accurate and ready to be added to the MLS listing. And the 3D dollhouse model is just cool. It looks like something that would cost thousands of dollars to produce, and she did it herself in under an hour with her phone. Now, let's talk about the business case, because this is where it all clicks into place. Sarah bought the hardware kit for a one-time fee of around $200. For each tour she processes, there's a small fee, often around $50 or $60. Think about that. For less than the cost of a tank of gas, she gets a complete marketing package: a branded virtual tour, a 2D floor plan, and a 3D dollhouse model. She can now offer this on every single listing, not just her million-dollar properties. This becomes her standard. It elevates her brand and sets her apart from the 90% of other agents in her market. She's no longer just selling a house. She's providing a cutting-edge, immersive experience for every client. The return on investment is immediate. After just 1 or 2 listings, the hardware has paid for itself. Now, is it perfect? Let's be real. The final image quality, while excellent and more than sufficient for the vast majority of listings, is still dependent on the camera in your smartphone. A brand new iPhone 15 Pro is going to deliver a sharper, cleaner result than a 4-year-old Android phone. It's not going to match the raw technical image data from a $5,000 dedicated 3D camera. But here's the critical question: does it need to? For a $2 million home, Is the buyer going to notice the microscopic difference in pixel resolution? Or are they going to be wowed by the ability to explore the home's layout with a 3D dollhouse and walk through it virtually from their couch? Asterum wagered on the latter, and they were right. It delivers 95% of the quality and functionality of the most expensive systems for less than 5% of the cost and complexity. It's the ultimate democratization of high-end real estate marketing. It's not just a tool, it's a business model in a box. But what if you're in that top 5%? What if excellent isn't enough? What if you're shooting a $10 million penthouse in Manhattan, a sprawling architectural masterpiece in Beverly Hills, or a commercial high-rise, and you need a level of detail, precision, and a suite of features that are simply non-negotiable? That's when you graduate from the prosumer champion to the undisputed, heavyweight king of the industry. And that king has a name: Matterport. Let's be perfectly clear. Matterport isn't just software. It's an entire ecosystem. It's the Apple of the virtual tour world, a tightly integrated system of proprietary hardware, intuitive software, and powerful cloud processing that, when combined, creates something no one else has been able to truly replicate: the 3D digital twin. This isn't just about looking around a room anymore. This is about understanding a space. At the heart of the Matterport ecosystem is their specialized camera, like the Pro 2 or the newer Pro 3. These aren't just 360-degree cameras. They are sophisticated scanning devices. The Pro 2 uses structured light infrared sensors, and the Pro 3 uses LiDAR, the same kind of technology used in self-driving cars, to bounce light off every surface in a room. As it rotates, it's not just taking a picture. It's capturing millions of data points, measuring the distance to every wall, every piece of furniture, every light fixture. It's building a geometrically precise, three-dimensional map of the space. You control this process through their Capture app on an iPad or phone. You place the camera, tap a button on the screen, and it does its 20-second spin. You then move the camera 5 to 8 feet and repeat. The magic is that the app shows you the scan building in real time. It aligns each new scan with the previous one, stitching together a floor plan right before your eyes. It's an incredibly satisfying and almost foolproof process. Once you've scanned the entire property, you upload the whole project to the Matterport cloud. This is where their secret sauce, an AI engine they call Cortex, takes over. Cortex does the heavy lifting. It processes all those millions of data points, refines the alignment, sharpens the imagery, and builds the final model. It automatically detects room boundaries, labels them, and within a few hours, delivers the finished product. And what a product it is! The first thing that blows people away is the signature feature: the dollhouse view. Imagine being able to see the entire property from the outside, like a perfectly detailed, life-size dollhouse with the roof and exterior walls removed. You can spin it around with your finger, see the flow from the living room to the kitchen, understand how the bedrooms are laid out upstairs. It provides an immediate, intuitive understanding of the property's layout that you simply cannot get from photos or a traditional video. From that dollhouse view, you can then zoom like a god directly into any point in the house to begin the walkthrough. The walkthrough itself is flawlessly smooth. The transitions between scan points are seamless, creating a true sense of walking through the home. But because this is a true 3D model, it unlocks capabilities that are pure science fiction to other platforms. Take the measurement tool. Because the camera captures precise spatial data, you can pull out a virtual tape measure inside the tour and measure anything. A potential buyer can measure a wall to see if their 90-inch TV will fit. They can measure the dimensions of a bedroom to see if their king-size bed and dressers will work. An interior designer can measure windows for curtains. A contractor can get rough estimates for flooring or paint without ever setting foot on the property. This single feature transforms the tour from a marketing piece into a practical planning tool. Then you have Matter tags. These are little anchor points you can place anywhere in the 3D space. When a viewer clicks on one, it can open up to reveal text, photos, a video, or even a link to another website. Imagine a Matter tag on the kitchen countertop that details the specific type of granite used. A tag on the stainless steel oven that links directly to the manufacturer's product page. A tag in the living room that plays a video of the homeowner talking about their favorite memories there. You can embed the details of the home directly into the tour itself, creating an interactive, self-guided open house that's available 24/7. And remember that floor plan the app was building as you scanned? With a single click inside your Matterport account, you can order professional, schematic floor plans. For about $20, their team will take the scan data and generate a clean, black and white floor plan complete with room labels and dimensions, ready to be added to the MLS listing or a print brochure. This used to require a separate appointment with a measurement company, costing hundreds of dollars. Matterport turned it into an add-on. So who is this for? This is for the serious professional, the real estate agent in a competitive luxury market who needs to justify their commission and deliver a presentation that screams quality. It's for the commercial broker trying to lease 50,000 square feet of office space to a client in another state. It's for builders who need to document construction progress. It's for insurance adjusters who need to accurately document property damage. It's for anyone who needs more than just a pretty picture. They need data. They need a digital asset. Now for the reality check. This level of quality and functionality comes at a price. A steep one. First, the hardware. A Matterport Pro 2 camera will set you back around $3,000, and the new Pro 3 with LiDAR is nearly double that. This is a significant capital investment. Second, and more importantly, is the subscription model. You pay a monthly or annual fee to host your scans on their cloud. The pricing tiers are based on the number of active spaces you have. So if you're a high-volume photographer shooting dozens of properties a month, that subscription cost can climb into the hundreds of dollars per month very quickly. And this leads to the biggest drawback of the Matterport ecosystem. You are completely locked in. The data from a Matterport camera can only be processed and hosted on the Matterport cloud. You can't take the raw scan files and use them with other software. Furthermore, if you stop paying your subscription, your tours go offline. You don't own the tour file like you own a video file on your computer. You are essentially leasing space on their servers. For many, this is a deal breaker. It's a perpetual business expense that you have to factor into the cost of every single job. So Matterport is the undisputed champion, the industry standard for a reason. It delivers a product that is polished, feature-rich, and undeniably impressive. The Dollhouse View alone is a powerful listing tool, but it's an investment in a closed ecosystem that demands both a high upfront cost and an ongoing financial commitment. It's the choice for the top-tier professional who can pass that cost along, and whose clients expect nothing less than the absolute best. But what if you want that professional polish, that smooth walkthrough, but you just can't stomach the idea of being locked into one company's hardware and mandatory hosting fees? What if you want more control, more customization, and the freedom to host your tours wherever you want? Well, that's where our third and final contender comes in. It's the choice for the independent creator, the digital artist who wants to build a truly bespoke experience from the ground up. This is the software for the builder, the tinkerer, the professional who refuses to be put in a box. We're talking about 3D Vista Virtual Tour Pro. And right off the bat, it shatters the biggest rule set by the other two, the subscription model. 3D Vista is a one-time purchase. You buy it, you own it forever. In a world of endless monthly fees, that statement alone is a revolution. This isn't software as a service. This is a professional-grade tool that you add to your digital tool belt permanently. Think of it like this. Matterport is a fully automatic luxury sedan. It's comfortable, it's incredibly easy to drive, and it gets you from A to B with almost zero effort. But you can't really pop the hood and tune the engine. Kulla is a sporty coupe with paddle shifters. You get more control, you can take the corners a little faster, and it feels more connected to the road. But 3D Vista is not a car you buy off the lot. It's a custom-built chassis, a high-performance engine on a stand, and a garage full of every tool you could possibly imagine. It hands you the keys and the welder and says, build the exact machine you want. The learning curve is steeper. Let's be completely transparent about that. This is not a drag and drop and publish in 5-minute solution. But the payoff for climbing that curve is something the others simply cannot offer. Near infinite customization. This is where that bespoke experience we talked about comes to life. Let's talk about the skin editor. This isn't just changing a logo or a color scheme. The skin is the entire user interface of your tour, the buttons, the menus, the thumbnails, the hotspots, the way everything looks, feels, and animates. In Matterport and Kulla, you get some options. In 3D Vista, you get a blank canvas and a full suite of design tools. Do you want your navigation arrows to be minimalist, transparent chevrons that glow when you hover over them? You can build that. Do you want a custom-designed floor plan that looks like an architectural blueprint, where rooms light up as you click on them? You can build that. Do you want to embed a video of the listing agent inside a hotspot, so when a user clicks on the fireplace, she pops up and talks about cozy winter nights? You can do that, and you can design the exact frame and playback buttons for that video player. You can create different skins for different clients. A sleek, modern black and white interface for a downtown loft. A warm, rustic, wood-textured interface for a mountain cabin. You can match the exact fonts and branding guidelines of a major real estate brokerage, making it look like an in-house multi-million-dollar project. This level of control means you are no longer just a photographer using a piece of software. You are a digital experience designer. Your final product will look absolutely nothing like a tour made by someone else using the same software. And that is a powerful, premium differentiator in a crowded market. But the customization goes so much deeper than just aesthetics. It's about functionality. You can create password-protected tours, or even password-protected sections of a tour. Imagine sending a link to a client, but the master suite is locked. You give them the password over the phone, adding a layer of exclusivity and engagement. You can create quizzes inside the tour. Why would you do that? Imagine a commercial property tour where you ask potential lessees questions about the space, gathering valuable data. You can create an e-learning mode that guides a viewer through the home's features, ensuring they don't miss the new smart thermostat or the under-cabinet lighting. And then there's the big one, hosting. With Matterport and Kula, your tour's live on their servers. You're paying rent for that digital space. With 3D Vista, you export the entire tour as a self-contained package of files. It's yours. You can upload it to your own website's hosting. You can upload it to your client's hosting. You can put it on a thumb drive and run it on a laptop with no internet connection at an open house. You are completely 100% independent. If you stop paying your hosting bill, your tour goes down, but 3D Vista will never take it down. There are no surprise storage fees, no limits on the number of tours, and no risk of a company changing its terms and suddenly holding your entire portfolio hostage. You own the raw assets and you own the final product. So who is this for? This is for the serious professional who is building a business, not just a side hustle. It's for the real estate photographer who wants to offer a platinum package that looks and feels fundamentally different from the competition. It's for the marketing agency that needs to deliver completely white-labeled, brand-agnostic tours to high-end commercial clients. It's for the real estate agent who is tech-savvy and wants to create a signature look for all of their listings, a look that becomes part of their personal brand. Now let's talk dollars and cents, because this is where the one-time purchase model really shines. 3D Vista Virtual Tour Pro costs around $500. That might sound like a lot compared to a $69 a month plan, but let's do the math. That $69 a month for Kula's professional plan is $828 a year. In just over 7 months, you've already spent more than the lifetime cost of 3D Vista. After 3 years on that Kula plan, you would have spent nearly $2,500, and the moment you stop paying, you risk losing your tours. With 3D Vista, you pay the $500 once, and you can use it to create an unlimited number of tours for the rest of your career. It's an investment in an asset, not a subscription to a service. It's the difference between buying a house and renting an apartment. Both put a roof over your head, but only one builds equity. The power of 3D Vista lies in its philosophy: empowering the creator. It trusts you to handle the complexity in exchange for unparalleled freedom. It doesn't hold your hand, but it also never holds you back. It's the choice for those who want to build a truly unique digital empire, one custom-coded hotspot at a time, with no landlords and no monthly rent. So we have our 3 champions. Matterport, the automated all-in-one powerhouse that changed the game with its ease of use and immersive dollhouse view. Kula, the streamlined, socially savvy platform that prioritizes beautiful imagery, speed, and shareability. And 3D Vista, the custom-built beast for the independent professional who demands total control and ownership. The king of automation, the prince of presentation, and the master of customization. 3 radically different approaches to the same goal. But the big question remains. When you put them side by side, how do they actually perform? Which one is fastest from shoot to publish? Which one delivers the absolute best image quality? And most importantly, what is the final experience really like for the homebuyer clicking through the tour? We've looked at them in isolation. Now it's time for the ultimate showdown. Let's start with round 1: speed and simplicity. This is the out-of-the-box experience. How quickly can you go from a folder of 360-degree photos on your computer to a live shareable tour? This is the category for the agent who gets a last-minute listing and needs a tour online by sundown. In this corner we have Matterport. And let's be honest, when it comes to sheer, unadulterated simplicity, Matterport is the undisputed king. It's the iPhone of the virtual tour world. The entire system is designed to be a closed, seamless ecosystem. You use their app, you connect to one of their proprietary cameras like the Pro 2 or Pro 3, and you just press a button. The app tells you where to move the camera next. It automatically stitches the photos, automatically builds the 3D model, and hosts it on their cloud. There's almost no post-production work. You scan, you upload, you wait a few hours, and boom, a finished tour appears in your account. The trade-off, of course, is control. You're playing in their sandbox by their rules with their equipment. But for pure speed from capture to publish, it's almost impossible to beat. Now let's look at Kula. Kula takes a different approach. It's camera agnostic, meaning you can use photos from virtually any 360 camera on the market. The workflow is different. You shoot your photos, transfer them to your computer, and then log into Kula's web-based editor. From there, you upload your images and start connecting them by dragging and dropping hotspots. It's an incredibly intuitive visual process. You can see your tour coming to life right in front of you. It's not as automated as Matterport. You do have to manually place your hotspots to link the rooms, but the entire interface is so clean and well designed that it feels less like work and more like building with digital Legos. For a first-time user, you could probably build a basic 10-scan tour in under 30 minutes. And finally, CloudPano. Similar to Kula, CloudPano is a web-based platform that works with any 360 camera. You upload your photos and start linking them. The interface is powerful, but it's arguably the most corporate or professional feeling of the three. There are more menus, more options, and a slightly steeper learning curve than Kula's drag-and-drop simplicity. It's not difficult by any means, but it's clear this platform was built for power users who are creating tours as a business. The focus isn't just on building a tour, it's on building a product for a client, with features for branding and lead generation right at your fingertips from the start. So for the verdict of round one, for the agent or photographer who values time above all else and wants a fire-and-forget solution, Matterport wins on speed to publish, hands down. But for the user who wants a fast, intuitive, and more hands-on building experience, Kula offers a fantastic balance of speed and control. Now let's move to round two, features and customization. This is where the gloves come off. A basic tour is one thing, but what can you do with it? How can you make it stand out and actually help sell a house? Matterport's killer feature is, and has always been, the dollhouse view. This is their silver bullet. The 3D model that it generates allows a potential buyer to pull back and see the entire home as a cutaway model, understanding the flow and layout in a way that photos or even a simple walkthrough just can't replicate. It's incredibly powerful for spatial awareness. You can also add matter tags, which are little clickable points of interest to highlight features like granite countertops or a specific brand of appliance. However, beyond that, customization is extremely limited. You can't change the look of the player, you can't add your own branding in a significant way, and you're stuck with the Matterport look and feel. It's a beautiful look, but it's their look, not yours. This is where Kula runs away with the crown. Kula is a customizer's dream. You want custom hotspots with unique icons? Done. You want to embed a YouTube video of the neighborhood right inside the tour? Easy. You want to add background audio, interactive floor plans, or even password protect the tour for an exclusive client? Check, check, and check. The level of branding is insane. You can add your own logo, change the color scheme of the player to match your brokerage, and even host the tour on your own domain name so it looks like it's your proprietary technology. Kula gives you a toolbox and lets you build whatever you can imagine. It's the difference between buying a beautiful model home and hiring an architect to build your custom dream house. CloudPano, on the other hand, approaches features from a different angle: business and lead generation. Yes, it has many of the same customization features as Kula: custom branding, hotspots, embedded content. But its standout features are built for conversion. CloudPano allows you to embed a lead capture form directly inside the virtual tour. Someone's looking at the kitchen and has a question? They can fill out a form right then and there, and the lead goes straight to you. Even more powerfully, they offer live video chat. You can literally have a button inside the tour that says "Talk to an agent now," and with one click, you're in a live video call with a potential buyer, walking them through the house digitally. It transforms the tour from a passive viewing experience into an active sales tool. It's less about artistic flair and more about cold, hard business results. Verdict for round two. This is a three-way split. If your number one priority is giving buyers an unparalleled understanding of the property's layout, Matterport's Dollhouse View is the undisputed champion. If you want maximum creative control and the ability to brand a tour to be uniquely yours, Kula is the clear winner. And if your goal is to turn every tour into a lead-generating machine, Cloud Pano's business-focused tools are in a league of their own. Finally, we arrive at round 3, and for many this is the main event: image quality and the final user experience. What does the homebuyer actually see and feel when they click that link on Zillow? Let's start with Matterport again. The user experience is buttery smooth. Navigating a Matterport tour feels fluid and intuitive. The way it transitions between scan points is seamless. However, image quality has historically been their weak point. To achieve that smoothness in the 3D model, Matterport has traditionally applied a fair amount of image compression. The images can sometimes look a bit soft or lack that pop you see in professional photography. Now this is changing with their new very expensive Pro 3 camera, which delivers stunning quality. But for those using older cameras or third-party ones, the quality you upload is not necessarily the quality you get. The magic is in the dollhouse, but the price for that magic can sometimes be a slight hit in image fidelity. Kulla, by contrast, has built its reputation on image quality. Their philosophy is simple: what you put in is what you get out. They support massive, high-resolution images and apply minimal compression. If you upload a crystal-clear, professionally shot 360-degree photo, it will look crystal clear and professional in the final tour. The difference is palpable. The images are sharp, the colors are vibrant, and it feels like you're actually standing in the room. The user experience is also top-notch. The player is fast, responsive, and because it's so customizable, it can be tailored to be incredibly simple and elegant for the end user. There's no dollhouse, but the sheer visual punch of the image quality is its own knockout feature. And what about Cloud Pano? Much like Kulla, Cloud Pano puts a premium on preserving the quality of your original photos. The image fidelity is excellent. If you feed it great images, it will produce a great-looking tour. The default player is clean and functional, providing a solid, reliable experience for the homebuyer. It moves smoothly from point to point and loads quickly. While the default interface might not feel quite as polished or designed as Kulla's or as unique as Matterport's, its strength lies in that interactive layer. The experience for a user isn't just about looking, it's about the potential to engage. Seeing a schedule a showing button right there in the master bedroom fundamentally changes the user's journey from passive browser to active lead. So for our final verdict in round 3, for the most unique and spatially informative user experience, Matterport's dollhouse and smooth navigation still hold a special place. But for pure unadulterated image quality, the sharpest, most vibrant and realistic visuals, it's a photo finish, a virtual tie between Kulla and Cloud Pano. They both honor the quality of your photography above all else. So we have a champion of simplicity, a champion of creative control, a champion of lead generation, and an undeniable king of spatial awareness. They all excel in different areas, but this leaves the biggest, most important question unanswered, the one that hits the bottom line. What does all this power, simplicity, and quality actually cost? And based on that, which one is the right choice for a solo agent versus a large brokerage, or for a professional photographer starting a business? Answering that is the key to everything. Let's break down the dollars and cents, because this is where the perfect choice for you becomes crystal clear. This is the moment the theoretical becomes practical, where you go from "that's cool" to "that's the one I need." We'll start with the 800-pound gorilla Matterport. Matterport's pricing is built around a concept they call active spaces. Think of an active space as one single property tour that is live on the internet. If you have 10 listings, you have 10 active spaces. This is the single most important thing to understand about their model. You are paying a monthly subscription not just to use the software, but to keep your tours online. Their plans start with a free tier, which sounds great, but it only allows for one single active space. It's a demo, a way to try it out, not a viable business tool. The first real step up is the starter plan, which is around $10 a month. For that, you get 5 active spaces. This is for the agent with just a handful of listings at any given time. Go over 5 and you either have to upgrade or archive an old tour, which means taking it offline. Next is the professional plan, which is where most serious users land. It's about $70 a month and gives you 25 active spaces. This is a popular choice for productive agents and small teams. Beyond that, you have business plans that scale up into the hundreds of dollars for hundreds of spaces. The key takeaway with Matterport is that your monthly bill is directly tied to your success and your portfolio size. As you get more listings, your bill goes up. And if you ever stop paying, your tours go offline. You are, in essence, renting space on their servers and the brand name that comes with it. You never truly own the tour file in a way that you can just take it and host it somewhere else. This is the golden handcuff of the Matterport ecosystem. It's simple, it's branded, but you pay for it forever. Now let's pivot to Kula. Kula's philosophy is fundamentally different, and it's reflected in their pricing. They are not trying to charge you per tour. They are charging you for access to their professional toolset. They have a free plan which is surprisingly robust. You can upload up to 100 photos per month and create public tours. It's a fantastic way to learn the platform without spending a dime. But the magic happens with their Pro plan, which is an absolute bargain at around $20 a month. For this, you get virtually everything. Unlimited uploads, unlimited tours, and you can make them private. You get access to all the advanced features we talked about. Custom hotspots, floor plans, branding with your own logo. There are no active space limits. Whether you have 5 tours or 500 tours, your price is the same. They also have a business plan for about $48 a month that adds full white labeling, meaning you can host the tours on your own domain name and remove all Kula branding, making it look like your own proprietary technology. The value proposition here is staggering. For less than the price of a nice dinner, you get a professional-grade virtual tour platform with no limits on your growth. You are not penalized for being successful. This model empowers creators and agents to build a massive portfolio of tours without worrying about a climbing monthly bill. Your costs are fixed, predictable, and incredibly low. And that brings us to the third contender, 3D Vista. If Matterport is renting and Kula is an affordable subscription, 3D Vista is buying the house outright. Their pricing model is completely different from the other two, and it is, for a certain type of user, the most powerful of all. You do not pay a monthly subscription for 3D Vista. You buy the software one time. The core software, 3D Vista Virtual Tour Pro, costs a one-time fee of about $500. Let me repeat that. You pay $500 once and you own the software forever. You get all future updates for 1 year. And after that, you can choose to pay a small annual fee to keep getting updates, but you don't have to. The software you bought will continue to work forever. For that one-time cost, you can create an infinite number of tours with unlimited panoramas for the rest of your career. There are no limits. Now the crucial question, where do the tours live? This is the trade-off. With 3D Vista, you are responsible for your own hosting. You export the tour files from the software, and you can upload them to literally any web server. You can put them on your own website's hosting plan, often for no extra cost. Or you can use a cheap cloud hosting service like Amazon S3, where hosting a tour might cost you pennies per month. For those who want simplicity, 3D Vista does offer its own hosting service for a small monthly fee, similar to Kula's, but it's completely optional. You are never locked in. You have total freedom and total control. So let's put it all together. Who is each platform for? If you are a solo real estate agent just getting started with 360 tours, your primary concerns are ease of use and budget. You need something that works, looks professional, and doesn't destroy your marketing budget. For you, Kula is almost a perfect fit. The Pro plan at $20 a month is an unbelievable value. It allows you to create unlimited, beautifully branded tours for less than you spend on coffee. It's the ultimate combination of power and affordability. Matterport Starter Plan is also an option if you only handle a few listings at a time, and you really value the dollhouse view and the brand recognition that comes with their name. But be mindful of that 5-tour limit. Now, what if you're a small to medium-sized brokerage? You have a team of agents and you need a scalable, brandable solution. Here the race gets closer. Matterport's professional and business plans are designed for this, offering multiple user seats and consistent branding. But the cost scales with your inventory, which can become a significant line item. Kula's business plan is a fantastic alternative, offering white labeling and team features for a low, flat monthly fee. But this is also where 3D Vista becomes a dark horse. Imagine buying the software once for $500. You can then install it on a central marketing computer. Your in-house photographer or marketing coordinator can now produce unlimited, fully branded tours for every single agent in your brokerage. Your ongoing cost is virtually zero. The return on that initial $500 investment becomes astronomical over time. It requires a bit more technical setup, but the long-term financial savings are massive. Finally, let's talk about the professional real estate photographer, the person starting a business selling virtual tours to agents. For you, the calculation is all about profit margin, control, and client ownership. Using Matterport can be a trap. You create a tour for an agent, but then who pays the monthly fee to keep it online? If you pay it, it eats into your profits. If the agent pays it, they are now a customer of Matterport, not just you. It creates a complicated, dependent relationship. Kula is a fantastic starting point. For $20 a month, you can service dozens of clients and be highly profitable. But for the true professional who wants to build a sustainable, high-margin business, 3D Vista is the undisputed champion. You buy the software once. You learn it, you master it. Now you can charge an agent $300, $400, $500 for a premium virtual tour. You create it, you host it for them on your own cheap hosting, and your cost of goods sold is effectively zero. There is no middleman. There is no subscription fee eating away at your revenue. You own the entire process from start to finish. This is how you build a real, scalable, and incredibly profitable media business in the real estate space. The upfront investment in the software pays for itself after just 1 or 2 client jobs, and every job after that is pure profit. The choice isn't about which software is best, it's about which business model aligns with your goals. Are you renting, subscribing, or owning? Your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know. And it leads us to our final critical verdict. After all this analysis, which one should you actually start with today? And what's the one hidden trap that could derail your efforts with any of them? So let's answer that question right now. The best software for you depends entirely on the answer to a single defining question. Who are you as a real estate professional? Because there isn't one winner. There are 3 winners for 3 very different types of agents. We're going to call them the Empire Builder, the Scrappy Hustler, and the Creative Control Freak. Find yourself in one of these descriptions, and you will have your answer. First, the Empire Builder. You are a top producer, you run a team, or you have ambitions to do so. Your brand is everything. Your time is your most valuable asset, and you see technology not as a cost, but as an investment in efficiency and perception. You need a system that is fast, reliable, and instantly recognizable to both clients and other agents. You don't have time to fiddle with settings or troubleshoot custom code. You need a powerful, automated machine that just works. For you, the Empire Builder, the answer is unequivocally Matterport. Yes, it's the most expensive, but you're not thinking about the $100 subscription. You're thinking about the thousands of dollars in commission you save by not having a property sit on the market for an extra week. You're thinking about the high-end seller who sees the Matterport logo and instantly understands you are a premium agent. The brand equity alone is a closing tool. The AI-powered floor plans, the dollhouse view, the seamless integration. It's an ecosystem designed for scale. You hand the camera to your assistant, your photographer, or a new agent on your team, and you know the result will be consistent, professional, and impressive every single time. For you, the cost of Matterport isn't an expense. It's the price of admission to a higher tier of real estate marketing. It's the Rolex of virtual tours. It signals success and it delivers a ruthlessly efficient, predictable result. That's you. Stop looking. Your search is over. Invest in Matterport. But what if that's not you? What if you're our second type? The Scrappy Hustler. You might be a solo agent, new to the business, or just incredibly smart with your budget. You don't have a massive marketing war chest. Every dollar counts. You're competing against the Empire Builders, and you need an edge that doesn't require a platinum credit card. You need maximum leverage for minimum cost. You believe in sweat equity, and you need a tool that can get you 80% of the results for literally 0% of the cost. For you, the Scrappy Hustler, the answer is Zillow 3D Home, and it's not even close. Let's be brutally honest. The primary reason to create a virtual tour is to get more eyeballs on your listing. And where are the most eyeballs in American real estate? They're on Zillow. Zillow 3D Home is the ultimate Trojan horse. It's a free tool that gives you preferential treatment on the world's most powerful real estate platform. Listings with a Zillow 3D Home Tour get priority placement. They get a special tag. They get more views. This isn't a feature. It's a cheat code. While the Empire Builder is spending hundreds per month for a premium brand, you are getting premier digital real estate for free. You can walk into a listing appointment and tell a seller, I can get your home featured with priority placement on Zillow, and you can deliver on that promise with just your smartphone. Is the quality as good as Matterport? No. Does it have a dollhouse view? No. But does it matter to the buyer scrolling at 10 p.m. on their couch? Absolutely not. It is a powerful, effective, and financially brilliant tool to compete and win listings. For the Scrappy Hustler, Zillow 3D Home isn't just the best choice. It's the only choice that makes sense. Finally, we have our third type, the Creative Control Freak. You are not just an agent, you are a marketer. You have a distinct brand, and you want every single touchpoint to reflect it. The idea of using a cookie-cutter template from Zillow, Or having a massive Matterport logo on your work makes you cringe? You want to customize the colors, the logos, the fonts. You want to embed videos, add clickable info tags, and create a truly bespoke experience that screams your brand, not someone else's. You're tech savvy, you enjoy the process, and you see your virtual tours as a piece of your unique marketing portfolio. For you, the creative control freak, the clear winner is Kulla. Kulla is your digital playground. It's the blank canvas the other two are not. You can take the images from any 360 camera and build an experience that is 100% yours. You want your brokerage's logo in the corner? Done. You want the tour's color scheme to match your website? Easy. You want to add a hotspot over the new Viking range that links directly to the manufacturer's spec sheet? You can do that. You want to embed a video of yourself in the foyer, welcoming potential buyers to the home? Kulla lets you do it. This level of customization is how you differentiate yourself in a sea of sameness. When a potential seller sees your tour, they don't just see a house. They see the depth and quality of your marketing. It's a powerful statement. It requires more work, yes. You have to be willing to get in there and build it. But for the agent who wants to control every pixel and build a truly unique brand, Kulla offers a level of freedom that is simply unmatched. So there you have it. The empire builder goes with Matterport, the scrappy hustler goes with Zillow 3D Home, and the creative control freak goes with Kulla. You've picked your software. You've bought the camera. You're ready to dominate the market. But this is the exact moment where 90% of agents who adopt this technology completely and utterly fail. This is where they fall right into the single biggest trap of virtual tours. And it has nothing to do with which software you chose. The trap is the build it and they will come fallacy. It's the mistaken belief that the act of creating the virtual tour is the marketing. It's not. It's just creating the tool. Agents spend hours shooting the tour, days perfecting it, they upload it to the MLS, link it on Zillow, and then they stop. They cross their arms and wait for the magic to happen. And when it doesn't, they blame the software, they blame the camera, they blame the market. They never blame their strategy. A virtual tour sitting passively on the MLS is like a billboard sitting in a locked garage. It's useless. The value isn't in having the tour. It's in actively using the tour as a marketing weapon. This is the secret that top agents understand. The tour is not the destination. It's the vehicle. So how do you avoid this trap? You have to weaponize your content. The moment that tour is live, your work has just begun. You create an email blast to your entire sphere of influence with the subject line, "Just listed. Come to the 24/7 virtual open house." You don't just post a link to social media. You do a screen recording of you walking through the most impressive parts of the tour, narrating the best features, and post that as a video reel or a TikTok. You then put the link to the full tour in your bio. You take 5 high-quality screenshots from the tour and create a carousel post for Instagram highlighting 5 things you love about the home. You use it as a lead generation magnet on your website. Instead of "See more photos," the button says, "Get immediate, unrestricted access to the 3D virtual tour." You capture a lead and you instantly give them value. You use it in your seller communication. On day 3 of the listing, you send the seller a report. Your virtual tour has already had 250 visitors from 15 different states. This demonstrates your value and justifies your commission. And most importantly, you use it proactively. When a lead comes in from out of state, you don't just send them a link. You send a personalized email. "Hi John, I saw you were interested in 123 Main Street. Before you think about booking a flight, I wanted to personally invite you to walk through the home right now from your living room. Here is a fully immersive tour I created for you." That is the difference between an agent with a gimmick and an agent with a strategy. The software, whether it's Matterport, Zillow, or Kulla, is just the paintbrush. But you are the artist. Your success will not be defined by the quality of your brush, but by the vision and the hustle you bring to the canvas. The best software is the one you actually use, but the most successful agent is the one who knows how to market it. Now you know the options, and more importantly, you know the trap to avoid. The only question left is, which one will you choose, and what's the first thing you're going to do to make it work for you?